which can be seen through the last bailout, was basically we took our medicine and we got on with it and we sacrificed the Irish people. I would like to know, and I would like you to clearly lay out what the government stance is in relation to this, because I think it's very important, and we will see probably in the next 18 months or so, a European treaty change that will actually broaden and give more powers over to Europe. And is that what you're going to support and what you're going to call for? So, there's a saying, I can't remember who said it, but you should never waste the opportunity in a crisis. And it certainly seems that that's what the European Union is going to do through this crisis anyway, where we're going to see that the Taoiseach spoke earlier there about that what we should see coming out of this is a fully functioning single market. I would love to know what he actually means by that, and if you'd explain that to the House, because that's a very interesting statement, because what I take it as meaning, and what I take it as what the judgment of the German Constitutional Court means yesterday as well, is that we're going to have to move to far-reaching European and economic union, and to basically where we will become a county council level, and this Parliament will be a county council and will take our measures from Europe and from what they are saying. And it's very interesting that the court case judgment that was given today and how it's been reported across Europe, and we have the Irish Times here, which comments on it yesterday, saying that it's a welcome ruling on Tuesday by the German Federal Court, Constitutional Court, on the ECB massive quantitative spending, so it's very welcome there. But then, when every other European copy that we see in relation to it, they are all raising concerns in relation to it's actually undermining the European Union and what it's actually doing. And what I would like to know is what actually Ireland's intention is and where they want to go, because basically if they take what the Taoiseach is saying, we can only, the ultimate outcome of this, and indeed what Micheál Martin was saying as well, in relation to the only outcome of this is that we can assign ourselves to becoming a county council and handing out the diktats of European measures. And I think, for one, that is not the way that we should be going. I think what we should be looking for is building a Europe of equals, which we are not. And but this seems to be the underhand way that has happened within Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and within the Dáil here and in Ireland, is that we'll use this crisis to build up this momentum, and we'll get treaty change down the road, because treaty change is ultimately what is going to have to come here. As one commentary says, was in the Politico website, says that some worry that the ruling effectively neuters the ECB, blunting the famous declaration made by the then President Mario Draghi in 2012 to do whatever it takes to save the euro. That's because the decision makes clear that the central bank doesn't have the carte blanche to follow through on Draghi's pledge. Many economists believe that the only way to resolve the tensions around the ECB's mandate is to amend the European treaties to both broaden the bank's purview and give the Eurozone fiscal powers. And fiscal powers means giving them their parliamentary powers and us giving up powers, which would make the currency area less dependent on the ECB in times of crisis. It is clear that the Eurozone cannot continue to muddle through with creative interpretation of EU law by the ECB, said Stanislav Jurdan, Executive Director of Positive Money Europe. And more than ever, Eurozone institutions, starting with the ECB, are in need of treaty overhaul. So we see what that actually means, is that it's going to be an overview of the treaty, and it's going to be given more powers to a centralised Europe, and that is what we're going to be doing. And we will be assigning ourselves to being a county council and within the European environment. Some would argue that maybe we are already, and we just take whatever they tell us and get on with it, which can be seen through the last bailout, was basically we took our medicine and we got on with it, and we sacrificed the Irish people, and we sacrificed our housing and our homeless to make sure that Europe got on with us well. So I would like to know, and I would like you to clearly lay out what the government stance is in relation to this, because I think it's very important, and we will see probably in the next 18 months or so, a European treaty change that will actually broaden and give more powers over to Europe. And is that what you're going to support and what you're going to call for? Thank you.